Hey guys, so I'm on my shade today, working on some mule gear. Uh, when it comes to mules, if you're running them unfunded, you're gonna have a really hard time. And running them up to 140 isn't really too tough. After that point, though, I highly recommend making gear before you continue. So, what I really do is I use these same options every single time. I make the gear on my main. I use a bunch of occult cubes, potential scrolls, and spell traces to make the gear up to par, and then I transfer them over to my main, or over to the alt. And the reason why I do that is for a couple different things. One, I have all the materials on my main. Two, I have the pieces to make some of the gear on my main. And three, which is the biggest thing, is I have level 90 insight on my main. Level 90 insight is extremely important when making mule gear because once you have level 90, you can re-roll gear that's level 120 and below for free. So I'm not spending any money re-rolling with these occult cubes. So I can get a lot of this gear done and get either epic potentials or just like a 3% of the stat practically for free. So this is the gear that I use on every character. I always make it specific for the character and I keep it on there to make sure that my legion is still strong. I always have a permanent tradable pendant of the spirit and a crystal ventus badge. Besides that, I always transfer over an android and some sort of heart. I got this from the current goo event, so I will be using this one. Normally I run like a permanent gold heart or something like that. I didn't really work too hard on the potential on this, specifically because it does expire. Now, for the rings, I always do an Ifya's ring, and I always chaos scroll it. And same goes for the Silver Blossom ring. I got +2 attack on the chaos scroll, so that's pretty good. And I always Star Force these. Now, Silver Blossom, it's free to reroll with the Colts, so I always do 6% of the stat for the class. So in this case, it's going to be Strength. Now, Eye and Face, I do 70% scrolls on these, and I get them up to Epic and get them with Strength. The Flames, I mean, I usually look for something that's pretty good for the class, but I don't go overboard with it. Shoulder, I always use Royal Black Metal Shoulder from Magnus. And again, I usually Chaos scroll this. Then I run Dacitus Earrings. Again, Flame's not that big of a deal. Dacitus actually costs money to reroll, even if you are level 90 Insight. So I kept this at rare with a 3%. Now, this is really important. I don't see enough people talking about this. Reinforced engraved Golex belts are really cheap, and they are absolutely the best mule gear in the game. So it's +20 attack and magic attack base. You don't Golex scroll it or anything, you just do 70s on it. But everyone sells it for really cheap. You'll probably pull a bunch if you're running Helix. I have like a bunch of spares. I 10-star this. I 70% scroll it. And I just get a rare 3%. This alone is going to make your mule a lot stronger. Now, if I have Pencilier gear available for the class, I run Pencilier. Otherwise, I run the Cygnus set. The reason why I do that is because they're free to make and they have a little bit of a set bonus, even though it's not too great. I know these aren't tradable like Pencilier, which a lot of people will say is much worse, but I'm keeping this on the character regardless. So if you have a bunch of leftover shards from Cygnus, you can run this as perfectly fine mule gear. So I do cape, gloves, and boots from this set. And again, since they're not free to re-roll, I just did 3% strength and 70% scrolls. I also hammer the gloves and the weapon because the scrolls add attack, so you want to get as many passes as you can. The weapon, I did 70%, and I always get the weapon, the secondary, and the emblem up to epic because they can roll attack and magic attack percentages. So I always just go for a 6%. And then the secondary, I buy this from the secondary merchant, who's available in Genesis as well as Leafree. I always buy the level 100 one. And I roll epic 6% on this as well. If you have trait boost potions, you can get yourself a pocket slot at level 30 charm, and then you can just pick up any pink holy cup. I do this more so for the set bonus, because if I'm running a pink holy cup, then I get the 7-piece set, which is pretty good. Overall, highly recommend it if you have a trait boost available. And then finally, I run an Iphias necklace for when I'm not training on the character anymore. I swap this out with the Pendant of the Spirit. I just rolled rare 3% on it, 70%, the whole deal. And then CRA gear, CRA top, bottom, and helmet. I got lucky and this went to 6% because it tiered up off an occult, but I just do 70%, usually 3% potential, 10-star on the whole set. Now, obviously these are 150, so when I get high enough level, I should have no issue. That is all you need to do when funding a mule. Grab a potential scroll and some occult cubes from your main, pass them over to the alt, and make sure that you get an epic 6% attack line on your emblem. That's another super important thing to do because you want weapon, secondary, and emblem to all have attack percent. Finally, when you're actually training the alt, make sure you buy all of the mastery books for the class. And then in the links, you want to run your rune persistence, which is the level 3 Evan. You want combo kill blessing, which is level 3 Aran. And you want Elven Blessing, level 3, which is Mercedes. These are going to be super helpful for leveling. And besides that, the only other thing you have to do is change your Legion board, respectively. So you'd want to do attack, and in this case, strength, and then bonus XP and crit damage is usually what I do. And once you're set, that's it. That's all you have to do. So fund your mules, run them up to 200, 210, wherever you have to go. And that's it. Hopefully this helps.